This is your friendly reminder to pick your battles. Pick your battles, folks. Nothing is that important. Well, most things that we battle about are not that important. Let me give you an example of what happened just now. I was in the convenience store getting a drink, non-alcoholic drink. And I'm in line, and there's a lady not in front of me, but there was a lady that was in the store a couple people ahead of me before. She gets what she needs to get, and she leaves. So I'm still in line. the line's moving. I'm still in line. Now I'm the next one in line. That same lady comes back in with a lottery ticket, puts it under the scanner, which, by the way, I'm one of those weird people who thinks that lottery players should have their own line. Like trucks should have their own lane. Lottery players should have their own line. Just saying. So she comes back to scan her lottery ticket, which she lost. And then she turns around, looks at me and says, and we look at each other, and I said, I guess not today. Meaning, not today, you didn't win today. And we laugh, but you know what she does? She skips me in line. She skips me in line. And there's two cashiers. So when one of them gets free, she immediately goes to that one. Meanwhile, that was my spot, right? The other cashier looks at me while she's checking out the person in front of me, who's now in front of me, as if to say, you saw that? You see that? And I looked at her and I just went, it's okay. It's okay. So she went, like that, kind of baffled her at first, the way I was responding. But so then when it's finally my turn, that same cashier who looked at me, I said, you got to pick your battles. And I said it right in front of the other lady. I said, you got to pick your battles. So the other lady leaves, and my woo-woo self, right? We start talking. She says to the cashier that checked me out, was talking to the other one, said, you see how she skipped him like that? And I said to the other one, I said to the other cashier guy, I said, yeah, you pick your battles. And then she said, the one cashier who was concerned says to me, people are in their own, I said, I was just about to say, people are in their own little worlds. They don't even realize half the time that they're doing it. I didn't take it maliciously. I just took it as you're being stupid in that moment. And I wasn't about to there was a time. There was a time. But that's the other extreme. You know what I'm saying? So the three of us are the only ones left in the store, me and the two cashiers talking about it. And I said, yeah, some people are just, like you said, some people are in their own little worlds. That's not a malicious thing necessarily. People just aren't thinking. And then I turned it and said, there's obviously a reason I wasn't supposed to be on the road for those 3 or 4 seconds, or however long she took. I said that might have made all the difference to something that was going to happen later. See, timeline jumps, those little things like that. And who knows, maybe that is the case. We'll see. But I will tell you that you pick your battles. To me, that wasn't worth it. Oh, you want to go? Go. That's fine. I won't forget it. I mean, I do believe a part of you should forget it. But learn, just understand that pick your battles. And I'm actually, when I think back on how I would have handled that years ago, maybe not even years, even a year ago, I would have probably handled it much differently. So I say, you know what? People are in their own little worlds. People are not as malicious as we make them out to be. Can they be selfish? Absolutely, but not in a malicious way, if that makes any sense. And she's probably not going to win. She's probably not going to win another ticket. Who the heck knows? But I don't even care, It doesn't even matter, We're all on our own path. But, yeah, you got to pick your battles. And there's things happen the way they do. I'm not saying be a doormat or a pushover or whatnot, but there are certain things you just got to pick your battles. And to me, that wasn't a battle I was willing to get into. No, there's a reason why things happen the way they do. And, I just didn't want to deal. So, anyway, yeah, pick your battles, choose them wisely.